Hey everybody, it's Mike Marlboro. Welcome back to Wallet Reset. This video is about what online ads and online courses won't tell you. Alright, so before I get started, I just want you to know that the reason why I'm doing this video is because if you're like me and you're on YouTube, which you are, most likely you see a lot of ads about people trying to sell you one thing or another. And I'm going to tell you the flat out just truth, okay? The truth is, no one has a system that is different, right? Everyone has a, well, let me say it like this. They have a different way of doing the system, but all of business is essentially the same, okay? So if somebody's trying to tell you like, oh, well, this way of getting your business started is dead, or this thing isn't going to work anymore, it's probably not true. It's probably something that you're going to be able to work out anyway, but they're trying to sell you something, right? And so I'm coming to tell you that ultimately you have to understand three things in order to succeed in business. And I'm going to go into those things in a moment, but first I wanted you to know that it doesn't really matter what you do in terms of each one of those three steps. As long as you take those steps, right, then you're going to be successful, most likely. If you skip one of these steps, you won't be successful, most likely. All right, and so whether that system is e-commerce, whether you're selling info products, whether you're just doing an Instagram or a YouTube channel or something like that, you have to have these three things in place if you want to be successful in business online. So, what are the three things that I'm talking about? Well, you need a traffic source, right? You need to convert that traffic into leads through whatever means, and you have to have something to sell, right? And it doesn't have to be your product. It can be your product. It can be many different things, but it really doesn't matter, all right? Ultimately, a business on pretty much any level is going to have those three things. And in reality, I say you should have four things, but really the fourth is kind of a subsection of the second thing. So here's what I would suggest. If you're brand new and you're just like, you're lost, you don't know what to do, and you're trying to start a business online, my suggestion is just to find one of these things, right? So with traffic, find a place that you already go to a lot. So it might be Instagram, it might be Facebook, it might be YouTube. Find something that you know that you do anyway, right? And purposefully do it with the intent of putting out content that's helpful to build your audience, all right? Now this is something that most people get too caught up in the technical side of like how to do everything. Ultimately, it just is what it is. Like right now, I don't have a script. I'm just I thought about what to say 10 seconds before I turned on the camera. So essentially, give yourself leeway to not be great at it when you first start, because you won't be, right? Give yourself an opportunity to get good. That's why I'm actually doing a 90-day challenge where I'm doing a video every day for 90 days, is so that I can improve, get better at my communication, so forth. So if you love Twitter, start with Twitter, right? Now, the whole thing that you're trying to do is get people to go to step 2, which is you need to get leads. Now, that can be depending on where you're at, and I would suggest that you do it multiple different places. But depending on what you're using for traffic on step 1, right, that might mean that you have more Twitter followers. That might mean that you have more Instagram followers. It might mean building a YouTube channel. It might mean building an email list. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, an email list is going to be your best bet at this point. And if you can get email and phone number, even better. Now, the reason why phone number is because something that's starting to be huge is SMS, like sending people text messages for marketing, or Facebook Messenger, because you can automate those messages and people are more likely to answer those means of being contacted. But the whole point I'm trying to get across is you have to be able to contact them. So when you have leads, right, these leads should all be interested in one specific topic or one specific area that you can help them with, that you have the expertise in. So if you're a mechanic and you love Ford Mustangs, that's what you should be talking about on step 1. And what you should be getting leads for is people who love Mustangs that need help with maybe turning their car into a hot rod or making improvements, doing certain maintenance type of work, stuff like that. All right. Now, if you're a ballet instructor, you should do the same. Do the same thing. Only talk about well, not only, but you should be talking about the things that you're interested in constantly, right? In step 1, so that when you invite people to step 2, they are typically going to be engaged with what you're talking about. So as I said before I go on to step 3, step 2, you really want to focus on SMS, Facebook Messenger, or email marketing. Now, if you want to learn how to set up a business in a way that you can start email marketing, check out the description. I have my program Starters Formula where I teach you how to start an online business today. Like, it can be done in 3 hours, and it's up to you how hard you work. So step 3. Step 3 is sales, right? And this is ultimately the goal. If you don't have a way to sell anything, then you don't have a business. And you can, there are ways to make money without selling, but it's not lucrative. It's not going to be necessarily enough for you to really give it your full 100% attention. So you're going to have products that you offer. Now, the good thing about that is that just because you're offering products doesn't mean that you can't do it in a way that is primarily helpful. So for example, I offered you my course, right? And it's a free course to help you to get better at what you want to get better at. That's how you would offer things. I have also other things that I've offered for free, or not for free, but other things I've offered that are paid products. Now, the reason why I offer them is because it's beneficial to the audience. If it wasn't beneficial to the audience, I would never offer it. And I would suggest that you don't offer anything that isn't beneficial either. But ultimately, that's the breakdown of your business. Now, on step 3, there are multiple ways that you can sell products or your product or multiple different products. And ultimately, your goal is to always be doing just a couple of things. You want to be focusing on getting traffic, getting people to your site so that they can essentially become leads, and then converting those leads into sales by offering them products that are helpful to them. You can do that through email contact. You can do that through content like this, or if you decide to start a blog. There's many different ways to get your sales, but ultimately your goal is to build as much traffic as possible that is targeted, right? Not just traffic, but targeted traffic. Turn them into leads with the things that you're offering or the things that are cool to them that they want. And then you want to offer something for sale. And that's really it. If you guys see any ads out there, if you see anybody trying to sell you e-commerce, I'm telling you that it's the exact same thing. The only difference is when you're creating a lead, really what you're trying to do is get people to sign up or buy something very low dollar. So it could be something that, for example, some people might, sell you golf tees, right? If they're in the golf niche, they might sell you golf tees in a bag of them for $10, right? Cool, you spent $10. They don't really make any money off of that. But the value is now you're a lead. They know that you are interested in golf. And that's really it. There's no change in anything. The only thing that changes is how you accomplish the goal. So hopefully that was helpful. This has been Mike Malbrough. If you have any questions about how to get this implemented, First, check out Starters Formula, and if you have any questions after that, leave me a question down in the comments section. I'm more than happy to help. Anyway, Mike Malbrough signing out. See you guys on the next video.